All right, wildflowers and friends, this is quite the word list. Look at column 1 and column 2. Each one of these is at least, I think, just a 2-syllable word. I put endings on. And those endings had a vowel sound. ING, that's one of the endings. I'm highlighting them all the way down. Yes. There's even one right here, a couple up here. When you have ing, the I is kind of sounding like a long E sound, just a little. Ing, ing. Ng blends itself into one sort of phoneme, one sound. Ng. Yep, ng. And when you put an I in front of it, it sort of has an E sound. Yep. So ing, 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 ing. When we add ing, we're adding a syllable. Yep. And then I have some ERs. Now that's a bossy R. So we hear That R is controlling. It's called an R controlled vowel. And when it says the sound it can be an E, I, or U. R's control them in different ways. AR says the letter name R, and OR, you can hear the O, long O, or. But in ER, it says So we have all the way down. So I've mixed them together, ings and ers. And I want you to see where they're all now 2-syllable words. Singing, bringing, flinging, swinging. Let's start with those 4 and let's see what happens. Sing. Hey, the N separates from the G. Sing, ing. Yep, those I's are still making like an E sound. Sing and ing, singing. Bring stops with the N. Bringing. Fling. We don't say flinging. Kids want to break it right in front of the ing, and that kind of makes sense because that's the suffix that we added on. But that's not where it breaks. The N separates from the G. Flinging. Swinging. NK, same thing happens. When you have a blend with an N and a K, N and a D, N and a G, we break them. And thing, that has an E sound. Thin, thinking, thinking. King, there's the word king. Shrink, king. Drink, king. Winking. We don't say winking. I'm not winking. I'm winking. Yeah, that K starts the second syllable. Here's some with an ND. Yeah, I'm not going to say winding for this one. This can be wind. This can be wind. We can't really tell until we see it used in a sentence in context. But I'm going to say wind because I want the action. I don't want wind, the noun. Winding. I'm winding. Winding up the string. Winding. I'm winding up. Finding. We don't do finding. We do finding. Yep. Because if a 1-syllable word, usually with a short vowel sound, we break it. Yeah, we break that blend that's at the end. Binder. Yeah, like a folder or a binder. We keep things in those. Kinder. I don't know why this has a capital K. It should be lowercase. The symbol for lowercase is a backslash. Kinder. It is always good to be kinder. I don't know. I don't want to keep using it in a sentence, so I won't. ND, blind. Now this one, these have a long I. And that's weird because usually when you see it like this, it's a short I sound. Blind, I think I've done a word list on those. If I haven't, I'm going to. Blinding. This has a long O. I'm not sure I did. Foal. There they are. There's my blend. LD. 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 Folder. I think I did. Boulder. Colder. I do believe. Holder. I tried to talk about these in our tricky sight word videos, if you go back. Yep, and if I haven't done it yet, it's on my to-do list. So, what do? We add the endings, ing and er. Yeah. We're going to talk about what er means. It can turn fold, which is an action, or it takes, and it turned it into a thing or someone that folds. It can compare. Er can do a lot of things. Here's cold. Here's colder. Hold. That's an action, something you do when you grasp onto. Holder can be a thing, like a napkin holder. Or kind and kinder is kind of like that's more of a comparison, like cold and colder. And I haven't done a lesson on that. I will. So, I don't know. Yeah. The lesson really was about these endings, and that when we add them on, that we take the final blend and we break it apart. And we pronounce them correctly when we break it apart. Winding, finding, binder, kinder, blinding, folder, and on. I've said it, I don't know how many times, so I'm not going to say it again. Starting to repeat myself. It's time to say goodbye. Yeah. What do you think? I hope you're feeling more comfortable with words in 2 syllables, 1 versus 2. Yep, and how to put endings on things. That's my goal. All right, go seize your day. You're a little bit smarter than you were when you started. Yay. Go you.